Welcome to Elite Weather Forecasting. My name is Julie Godot. Here is your national weather forecast coming up for your Tuesday. And here we are outside in my town of St. Paul, Minnesota, as we've had those beautiful puffy clouds today. If you saw my earlier videos when I produced the Twin Cities forecast, you saw beautiful puffy clouds that was even producing some showers, and you can see the rain showers coming down. It was absolutely wonderful. But now now that the sun is setting, those cumulus clouds, we've lost that heating and that lift of the instability of the afternoon. But as things have cleared, now if you look to the west, in the southern end of the screen here, you can see the high altitude altostratus clouds starting to move in from the west. That is the cloud cover from our big storm system that's going to be moving in to the plain states tomorrow and spreading that severe weather, that snowstorm in the Dakotas, and all the other elements that's going to be taking place with this major storm system that's going to be wreaking havoc across the country over the next couple of days. So that's those clouds that are moving in right now. Let's take a look at the national radar so you can see what's going on currently across America tonight. Okay, here we are with the current weather conditions across America right now, and we're going to start with the East Coast here, and we see these showers and thunderstorms that's moving up from Texas through Arkansas and southern Missouri here through southern Illinois, Indiana, as well as Ohio, all the way up into upstate New York and into New Hampshire and Vermont. We're seeing those showers also in Pennsylvania and over into the Carolinas, Kentucky, Virginia, as well as Tennessee. We're even seeing those showers down here in the Florida Panhandle, Louisiana, and Alabama, and Georgia as well. Maybe in the Atlanta area, you're starting to see some of those showers. Hasn't been too severe today. We do have some severe weather down here across southern Oklahoma, North Texas, as well as Arkansas. We've been seeing some scattered severe thunderstorms this afternoon. I'm sure the storm chasers and some of the other guys here on YouTube are covering that stuff live for you. I will do more live casts, but I'm not really set up to really do them effectively yet. I need a few more pieces of equipment that I'll have to work on getting, and then I can be set up to do live streams on the dot like that. But we also had a few showers today across Minnesota. That has dissipated as we've lost our daytime heating today and that instability. So the atmosphere has stabilized as we move into the evening hours, but we are seeing the clouds from that big storm system, got a nasty itch there, make its way to the east and into our area. But we will be dealing with that wet weather and some severe weather for your Tuesday. And we're dealing with, this is our big storm right here. All of this out here over the Pacific Northwest and the Intermountain West. You're seeing this all over Utah, Salt Lake City. We're seeing some snow right now. That's going to make its way into Denver. So Boise, Idaho, you're also getting that heavy rain and snow as well. You're going to be seeing that in places like Missoula, Montana, or Butte, Montana. You're going to be dealing with that wintry weather as well. Seattle and Portland has been seeing some heavy rains today, and the Cascades have definitely been dealing with that heavy snow, and you will continue to do so as we move into your Tuesday. You're going to see that heavy snow, and we're going to start to see some showers down here in California, San Francisco, all the way down to LA and San Diego are going to see some showers as well from this big storm system, as there's a little bit of moisture on the tail end right there that's going to swing through the southwest, and you may pick up some few showers. Eventually that'll move into Phoenix, maybe Las Vegas or whatnot. And you're going to see that severe weather tomorrow down here in Texas and Arkansas again, and into Kentucky and Tennessee. Maybe this little section of Missouri is going to pick up that severe weather as well. Oklahoma City, you're going to certainly be on the edge of that severe weather. So we're going to keep you up to date and keep you weather prepared and aware of what's going on. So let's take a look at that forecast for your Tuesday and let you know exactly what you can expect location by location. Okay, here we are going to jump into your first alert weather forecast for your Tuesday, April the 12th, 2022. And here's a look at what's going on across the country. Let's start with the Northeast and New England states as well. And we're going to see a lot of wet weather taking place out here. It's a hopping mess. There's a lot going on in this week's, in tomorrow's weather forecast. And we're going to see some that winter storm start to move into the northern plains. As we see North Dakota here and South Dakota, we're going to start to see that heavy snow move in and those blizzard conditions, as we do have a blizzard watch in effect for North Dakota for your Tuesday, where you can pick up as much as 2 feet of snow and maybe as much as 1 foot down here in South Dakota. Some of that snow is going to eventually make its way into northwest Minnesota as well, as our storm is going to make a northeastern push into Canada. So that snow is going to go like this into Canada. So it's not going to sweep across the rest of the country. That is strictly going to be for the northern plains and northern Minnesota, and eventually it's going to move off into Canada. But in the meantime, you're going to be dealing with severe weather too in the upper Midwest, as we're going to see showers, thunderstorms. Tomorrow is going to be pretty much a washout day across the Twin Cities. You're going to be dealing with rain, and some thunderstorms may be embedded in that as well. Some of those storms can reach severe limits. I don't think it's going to be quite like what we're going to see down south, but we can see some torrential downpours with some dangerous lightning out there. And I don't think we're going to see any tornadoes up here in the upper Midwest, but it's always possible to see an isolated tornado. But we're going to deal with a lot of damaging winds and heavy rainfall. There's going to be a lot of rainmakers for these thunderstorms for our area. So now let's move on off to the southeast, and we're going to deal with that severe weather that's going to be taking place here across northeastern Texas. We got Dallas and Fort Worth right there. We have that's going to hit the Fort Smith area in Arkansas, southeastern. Here we got Muskogee, Oklahoma here. We got to have that area going to be under the gun for the severe weather. Central Arkansas, Little Rock is going to be right about there. Memphis, Tennessee, you're also in that watch area. So you're going to be seeing that severe weather. You got to have watch for numerous tornadoes. A tornado threat is very real with this situation. And we're going to also see damaging winds, large hail, and some flash flooding is going to be possible, as a lot of these storms are going to be discrete supercells, and eventually as you move later into the day and into the overnight hours, they're going to congeal and become linear. So we're going to have a quasi-linear convective system, QLCS. This is going to conform into a linear thunderstorms, which that main threat, once that happens, is going to be the torrential rainfall and the damaging winds. And hail could still be a problem, but the tornado threat, I think, is going to go down for these areas later in the evening. But I think down in Texas, on the southern fringe of that system, that tornado threat is going to exist and move into Arkansas as well. So that's kind of what the setup looks like for the severe weather for your Tuesday. And we're going to see thunderstorms through the southeast in general. Here we got general thunderstorms through Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, Gatlinburg, Nashville. We got Jackson, Mississippi here, Mobile, Alabama as well. We're going to be in Montgomery. You guys are going to be dealing with general thunderstorms. Louisiana, so we got Shreveport, New Orleans, going to be dealing with general thunderstorms. Same with you folks down in Houston, going to be dealing with general thunderstorms. And even some of those storms can be strong with 40 mile per hour plus winds, can have small, maybe nickel and dime size hail, of course, and you're going to have damaging winds with those storms as well. The isolated tornado is never out of the question when you're dealing with thunderstorms. You can have weaker tornadoes, and usually along the Gulf Coast, you tend to have water spouts that form offshore and move onshore as land spouts. So you do end up with very weak tornadoes or gustnadoes along the Gulf Coast, and you have that curvature right here, especially as you go into the Texas area and South Texas, down here by Galveston and Corpus Christi. It has that curve to it, so it kind of generates a spin in the low levels of the atmosphere, so it kind of encourages the development of those water spouts, which you typically see a lot, and here especially in the Mobile Bay, down here in Mobile, Alabama, and Biloxi, Mississippi, and New Orleans. Water spouts and land spouts are quite common with these kinds of weather systems, so you got to be careful and mindful of those. They're very weak, usually F0, F1, but they can come on shore, F1 tornado. Therefore, you can still have to worry about that threat of tornadoes along the immediate Gulf Coast. But Atlanta, you're going to be fine tomorrow. Also, Miami, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, St. Petersburg. You guys are going to have a nice day tomorrow before that rain and severe weather reaches your area, maybe on Wednesday and Thursday. Then you'll have to deal with that. And South Carolina, North Carolina, Charlotte, Cape Hatteras, you guys are going to be all right for your Tuesday as well. Enjoy it, because that's going to come to a screeching halt for you on Wednesday. So let's move on now to the Pacific Northwest. And we're going to talk about something interesting that happened in Portland today, where we picked up measurable snow at the International Airport in Portland for the first time in recorded history. It was only about 1/4 of an inch, but it was the first time snow was measured in April, this late in April at the Portland airport. So we did see a touch of snow out in Portland, but you're going to see heavy rain throughout the Cascades here. Heavy snow is going to continue through the Cascades and into eastern Oregon on your Tuesday. And you're going to continue to see that snow and rain and snow mix up into Seattle. You're going to see that again at Portland. Maybe thunderstorms could be possible down here in the southern Oregon, central and southern Oregon down there. You can see some thunderstorms by Bend and Eugene, Oregon. You could see that possibly. Maybe Mill City. You're going to see those thunderstorms as well. So let's take a look at the Southwest. Hey, what's important here is this fire weather danger. We got extreme fire weather potential out here. As we got red flag warnings throughout the southeastern New Mexico, western and north Texas, as well as southern Colorado. We're going to be dealing with those dry weather conditions. High winds, we got those strong 50-mile-per-hour winds coming up out of Mexico as that storm system is pulling that air, dry air. It's pulling Gulf air, and it's also pulling up air out of Mexico. Now, Mexico, since it's a large landmass with a lot of high mountains, this air is very dry coming out of Mexico. So it's very warm and dry, as we're already seeing upper 90s and low 100-degree temperatures here in northern Mexico. And that air is being pulled up into Texas and New Mexico and to Colorado. And that dry air is going to come up, and it's going to set up a dry line setup that's going to help support and anchor severe thunderstorms off further to the east. But in the meantime, if you're under this dry air, you're going to be dealing with that critical fire danger. So there's grasslands, there's a lot of grasslands in here that the fires can spread easily. In fact, there's already quite a few fires burning, and in Colorado there's been fires that have been causing damage to property. In Boulder, Colorado, and here in Texas, we've been seeing fires cause damage to some of the small towns and outlying buildings and on some of the farmland and ranches down there. So that's something to be mindful of and be very careful with what you're doing when it comes to fire and fire safety and things like that. So if you're doing any bonfires in your backyards, make sure you keep them under control and you put them out. Don't just let them burn out on their own, because remember, you are dealing with strong gusty winds that can take embers and carry them off, and they can start fires downwind from you. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for checking out this weather forecast. My name is Julie Godot. I'll be back again tomorrow with the weather forecast for the next day, and we're going to talk about the forecast for your Wednesday. And remember to leave a like, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel. And you can also check out a daily weather forecast on my TikTok channel. So yes, right, I'm on TikTok too. So go over there and leave your likes and follow me on TikTok and subscribe here on YouTube. I'm going to be here. I'm going to take good care of you and give you wonderful weather forecasts, and they're going to be timely, and we're going to have these every day. So just, it's my pleasure to do it for you. Thanks for watching me. I'll be back again later tomorrow, and have a great night, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.